All right, so I just finished Tony Hinkleberry or Hinchcliffe or Hincliffe's Netflix special, Kill Tony, Kill or Be Killed. And I think a couple things, because we've done some Tony videos in the past and we've come under fire. And I have, up until this point, never seen a Tony video. So I think in part this is going to be an apology to those videos, because I actually watched them. I was like, hey, not bad. So I'll get into it. But before I do, just want to say thank you to all of our fans, all of our members, subscribers, everyone in the Orc universe. You guys are great. Keep it coming. Remember, for just $1, you can support Noob Noob trying to get on Kill Tony and get embarrassed and then cry in shame and quit the show. And then you can find an eventual replacement that will fail the show and lead it to ruin. So just $1 starts that journey. Anyway, so Kill or Be Killed from Tony Hinchcliffe, Netflix special, which I assume, again, I've never watched his other stuff. I assume it's just a normal, longer episode of his normal show. He's not bad. He's actually kind of funny because he's super offensive in almost everything he does, which I like. So I'm a fan of offensive humor. I'm a fan of very raunchy, low bar comedy, which is basically what he did. He just kind of insults everything that you can insult. And then he brings on some comedians that are up and coming, and he has, I guess, his regulars that come on the show and do a minute, and they each do, I guess, 60-second bits, which is hard. I guess if you're a comedian, you could tell who the amateurs are because they are nervous as hell. So let's get to the bad real quick. Is his panels, good and bad. So he should only have Donald Trump played by Shane Gillis on everything he does, because that man, that's pure comedy gold. If we have learned anything from this special, it's that Shane Gillis should have his own Trump show where he just plays Trump and he just says whatever he wants, because it's awesome. It's the greatest thing ever. And then a thing I didn't know I needed is a buddy comedy show with Trump and Elon played by Kyle Dunnigan. I think that would be a Netflix bonanza, multi-billion-dollar view, whatever. It would be great. I would watch it endlessly. Kyle Dunnigan plays a great Elon. Shane is a perfect Trump. Absolutely great. Then the other two guests he had, which could have been better, is Joe Rogan and Tom Segura, who suck at comedy. But it was at, this special was at his Texas mothership place, which was Joe Rogan. So I get why they invited him. He was useless. He didn't really say a whole hell of a lot. He just kind of was looking like a bald, roided out testicle. Same thing with Tom Segura. He's like, hey, I'm not funny, so I'm really not going to speak. And I'll just, keep sipping on my lime and seltzer or whatever the hell he was drinking, because he used to be a fatty and now he's not. So, because he found Ozempic. Yeah, those two people suck. I don't know why Tony likes them, but I guess he's part of the Rogan 6, maybe. But I don't know. Like, that part sucks. Rogan's a terrible comedian. Tom Segura sucks donkey dick. If Bert Kreischer would have showed up, I might have turned that shit off. But the show overall, like Shane Gillis, Kyle Dunnigan, Tony Hinchcliffe, those three people, great. Having some of those comedians on, it was kind of cool. Like you knew the regulars. The regulars, I guess, were good. I've never seen them before. They had a female comedian, I guess, that for their diversity. I'm pretty sure they even called it out for diversity. They pulled a female comedian, then gave her a bunch of deals on other comedy shows to do a couple minutes in Madison Square Garden, and some other dudes, I think Red Band or whatever the hell his name is. Red Band's comedy thing. So I don't know. I was reading some stuff online, like everyone's blasting this Netflix special as like MAGA shit. Like, who cares? Like, it's comedy. Shane Gillis is literally dressed as Trump. It's hilarious. So I don't know why this guy gets flack. We apologize to Tony Hinchcliffe. He is actually pretty funny and amusing. I don't like that he brings on shitty comedians and Joe Rogan and Tom Segura, but he himself is pretty good. I like him. It was a good comedy special, 2 hours, 10 minutes. So it was pretty funny mostly throughout, but the comedians that don't land in a minute, it's awkward. And I assume that happens all around his show every week. But you can tell, like, they're just nervous, and if they fall flat and they don't get a chuckle, they start to melt down real quick, which I imagine is what most human beings would do, because you're in a room full of people looking to get a laugh, and you think you're funny up until the moment you realize you're not. So that's got to be demoralizing and a sucker punch to the testicles. So that's like an awkward cringe moment, but I think that's kind of built into the show. And then he does cool interviews afterwards and tries to liven it up a bit. He seems like a pretty decent interviewer. So I think it's his show and his concept is actually pretty good. So we apologize to Tony Hinchcliffe. He's great. I love him. I don't know why we got shit for calling him gay, because most of the people on the show were calling him gay. So I think that that's like a running joke that he might be gay, and I still am unclear whether he's gay or not. So he still might be gay. So that part we did say is true, allegedly. But the rest where we were just bashing on him for not being that funny, I apologize at least on behalf of OrcU. Noob agrees now that Tony Hinchcliffe and Kill Tony is a good show, good product, especially when you bring Daddy Trump and Daddy Elon on there as guests, played by Shane Gillis and Kyle Dunnigan. Absolutely pure comedic gold. So give it a shout, give it a watch. Let us know, does everyone now love us because we love Tony Hinchcliffe? I think so. I think we should. Maybe we'll go on Tony Hinchcliffe's Be Killed show and show our comedic chops and see how bad we fail. Until we do, though, we are on to the next one.